Hey guys, and welcome to episode 134 of the Upper LA podcast. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick.
Yes.
Tyler Switolski.
Yes.
And Adam Franey.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson impression. That's quite good.
It's a little bit too...
Get Andrew Garfield. He's great.
Let's run down the topics we're going to discuss on this week's episode. As usual, we're going to talk about the last film we watched this week, as well as a couple news topics, a couple trailers to talk about, including Kings and The
Kings.
Outsider,
Kings.
starring Jared Leto, and Fahrenheit 451.
Ooh.
Michael B. Jordan. Michael Shannon.
Is that connected to Fahrenheit 9/11 at all?
No.
Fuck me. All right.
Close.
I figured.
As well, if you do like this video, leave a like on it, leave a comment below in the comment section, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And with that out of the way, Tim, what do you got for us this week?
I have.
Weird.
I googled this to see if you guys would be mad with me for watching it.
Okay.
It is a feature film, but it is very short.
Is it Kung Fury?
My Life as a Zucchini. I think it's like a little bit less than an hour.
I'm pretty sure
It was nominated for
But it's up for
animated feature.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a feature film,
That's a feature. Over now.
I guess. Written by
40 minutes, not over
Celine
now.
Sciamma and
so.
directed by Claude Barris.
Okay.
An orphaned boy who goes by Zucchini moves into a foster home where he befriends the other orphans and learns about love, trust, and kindness.
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
Interesting.
This is a cute little movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
Did you watch this for the runtime?
I did. I just squeezed it in.
Just pick the short
Perfect
one.
runtime. It's still a feature film.
It's on my queue. It's on my queue.
No, it's cute. It's a cute little movie. I liked it. I'm surprised by the best picture, I guess, but there's not really a lot animated
Best
this year.
animated.
Best
Yeah,
picture.
I mean Lego
yeah,
Batman.
best animated. Oh,
Okay.
true.
Or
Yeah,
Lego Ninjago didn't get nominated.
that's fine. They're gonna. Yeah, it's fine.
But
This is
Lego
last
Batman.
year, not this year.
This one is up this year for best.
Zucchini.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Mhm.
Positive. That's why I watched it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have just watched a 1-year-old cartoon movie. Yeah. But yeah, the animation is really cool. It's like
What kind
They
of
almost-
style is it?
it's cool. It's stop motion, I think, but I think it's like I can't tell if it's animated stop motion or not. It's really well done. Like it looks great.
Okay.
Voice work's pretty good. It's all done by like presumably kids because I checked their filmography and they all have like 1 or 2 credits.
Should've done nothing.
It's in French,
Oh.
so you have to read it. Sorry.
No, I'd be okay with
You
that.
didn't do
I
the
can get
English
some of that.
dub
No,
or English voiceover.
I did the OG.
Interesting.
Do famous people do the really?
Oh yeah. Nick Offerman was the
cop?
something.
He's probably the cop in it.
He's in it. I have no idea, but
Wow.
another famous person that I literally don't remember.
I didn't know they had it English
Oh yeah, man.
Damn.
Shut Jake
How'd you watch
McCannell.
it on
on Netflix.
Netflix?
Yes, it's not on Netflix.
It's on my list.
Is that right?
It's on my Netflix.
You could
Yes,
just
it's on
change-
Netflix. Yeah.
Oh,
They just changed the language
I
in the
Who
settings.
knew?
I assumed it would have been like nobody's doing it.
Right.
I didn't think they had like
No.
Nick Offerman doing
I
like
know,
the cop
right.
because that would have been great. But yeah, there's some just really great characters and it's a pretty mature movie. Like it's pretty dark.
What?
Like one kid is like
Really?
there because his parents are like drug addicts and like can't take care of him, and like
Really?
the main kid's there because he like kind of accidentally kills his mom in the first like 3 minutes of the movie.
Holy
He
fuck.
just
You say it like it's like a little thing. He just kind of
He just kinda
accidentally kills his
accidentally
mom.
murders.
No, like he's like running up to an addict because she's like kind of abusive, and he's like running up the attic to like get
Okay.
away from her, and she's like crawling up the ladder, and he like slams the door on her, and the door like hits her, and like she falls off the ladder.
Okay,
and,
so he
like,
killed his mom.
cut, and then like smash cut to like hospital where he looks really sad, and then smash cut to like him showing up at the orphanage, and be like, yeah, your mom.
Hey, he hit her in the face with
Jesus.
a door. He killed her.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that this was that dark.
Yeah.
But she was
I thought it was
abusive.
like a cutesy little.
You see her like
So she deserved that.
drunk
Yeah,
watching
she-
something, like
She
yelling
deserved death.
at the TV.
Well, that deserves
So-
death.
yeah, death.
Yes, she deserved it.
I'd murder her.
But yeah, there's a couple of tearjerker moments, especially at the end. This one kid, Simon, got me. It's a little mean redhead kid who has a character arc.
Fuck.
Love him. I'm
Those
gonna hit
character
this
arcs.
with a 4.
Oh shit.
I
Wow.
liked it.
Solid.
Solid little
Shit.
movie. Quite.
4
Better
or
than
5.
Lego
Yeah.
Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gave it a higher score than Lego
Yes.
Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the
Fucking
problem,
devastating.
Tim.
Tyler.
You are the problem.
Ty, what do you got for us this week?
I'll just get mine
Stop
out of here
drinking.
soon.
Pay attention.
Pass.
Okay, Adam, what do you got for us this week?
What else is new? Kenny Wells, a prospector desperate for a lucky break, teams up with a similarly
Holy
eager
fuck.
geologist and sets off on a journey to find
Gold?
gold.
Oh,
Gold in the uncharted jungle of Indonesia.
really interesting.
Gold
Yeah.
is the movie.
I have a very important question.
Okay.
Another question.
Is it about sticks?
Give me a minute, please.
Bum, bum, bum,
At any
Is it
time,
about sticks?
was the song "Renegade" by Styx played?
No.
Ooh, just trailer, right?
I'm out.
Just the trailer.
The old bait and switch.
Garbage.
Starring Matthew McConaughey. You may have heard of him. Edgar Ramirez, Bryce Dallas Howard, Corey Stoll, Toby Kebbell, Craig T. Nelson, Ty's boy.
Hey,
Yeah.
And Macon Blair.
There we go.
Timmy's boy.
I mentioned
that.
him once as a
I have
fan
one
casting.
question.
All of a sudden, my boy.
Was Macon Blair great?
Yes. He was hilarious.
Love it. I'm in.
He's a very hilarious, squirrely man
Yeah.
in it.
I have another question.
He's
Okay.
great.
Was
no,
there-
Styx was not in it.
At all, any song by Styx?
Maybe. Not the good one from the trailer. I don't know.
I'm still out.
You don't know enough about sticks.
I don't know enough about Styx, man.
Was
directed by
McConaughey's
Stephen-
gut in it?
Yes. It was amazing.
Prominently.
Yeah.
Shirtless.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Fully nude. Not just shirtless.
Oh.
Got booty.
Because we want that.
You got gut. You
You
got
Barrel.
You
You
got it all.
snaggletooths. He was hideous in this film. Directed by Stephen Gaghan or Gahan. Not sure the pronunciation.
Gagnon.
Gaghan.
Oh, gone.
Gahan. It's very mediocre. This film. You might.
That's why we
be
did not
shocked
review
to
it.
learn.
We had
Yes.
a feeling when it came out.
Yeah.
Shout
Actually, I
out-
was in.
Had this inkling.
Actually.
Shout out to Emily. She chose it.
And?
It's mediocre.
What did she think of it?
I think she probably thought the same thing. It's just a dull, like generic, true story kind of, one of these like money, like Wolf of Wall Street wannabe. Yeah. Like Wolf of Wall Street comes out so good, and then the aftermath is all these bad, like versions,
Yeah.
and then like, yeah, that's all I could think. Whenever I see movies like this, I'm just like, this just is a bad.
Yeah, but
Wolf of Wall Street.
Scorsese did it better.
Right, exactly. And like McConaughey is good, but he's on 11 as like this animated, greasy.
And the movie is on like a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
the-
5.
the
Whoa.
5. He's like literally like so animated and crazy. This cartoon character of a man, like we gotta find gold, baby.
So as like a better movie, like if this movie was a bit better, his character wouldn't have seemed so crazy.
Well, yeah, like the movie would have. I wish the movie matched his performance because he's good. Like he's very good in it. He's not bad at all. But the movie around him is just like I don't care about anyone.
Dullsville.
It's just dull. I don't even know her. Like
It's more like bronze, right?
Ayo. Yeah, it's more like bronze, man. Just fine. Just fuck it. I literally have nothing to say. It's a 3, I guess. Like, if you haven't seen many movies, this movie might blow your mind. But like, if you've seen movies
like
before,
movies?
it's like Movie the Movie. That's what I think when I watch this. Just like so movie-ish and so boring.
What are you laughing at, Tim?
I read your notes.
Don't fucking read the notes.
And I
What?
can't wait to see what that is. Yeah. I can't wait.
Go ahead.
All right. A mute bartender
Ooh.
goes up against his city's gangsters in an effort to find out what happened to his missing girlfriend. Yes, this movie is called Mute. Directed by Duncan Jones, starring Alexander Skarsgård, Paul Rudd, Justin Theroux, and Zainab Salah,
Sure.
who hasn't done much, but
Household name.
she plays the blue-haired
I'm in.
girlfriend. This movie's currently sitting at 9%
I'm
on
still
Rotten Tomatoes.
Somehow I'm even more in.
You fucking in, bud?
Yeah. Shitty movie with the
why
girl with
not?
blue hair. I'm in.
It was at 8
But-
when I checked.
It's 9 now, I guess.
That's good.
Look it up.
This movie is not great.
Surprising.
So you're in the 92%, would you say?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's...
Ouch.
Well, I was gonna say I don't think it's dog shit, but there's not much there. Honestly, it's
And
like
that's the goal.
it was very like boring.
It's like gold. What'd you say?
I just was not interested. The visuals were interesting because of all the neon colors and the Blade Runner influence, because it's set in like near future like Berlin, which is basically like LA from Blade Runner apparently in Berlin, but it's Berlin.
Yeah.
Like like
Yeah.
flying car level.
Like I said about Wolf of Wall Street, I think we're going to see a lot of Blade Runner rip-offs.
Forbes says Netflix Mute isn't just bad; it's almost unwatchable.
Yeah. I mean,
Almost.
it's just weird.
Almost.
So
Like
it
from the
is
be-
watchable.
when the movie started, like I was kind of in. Like it starts out with this flashback of Skarsgård as like a kid having this like boating accident where he like his like throat basically gets slashed and he like loses his like voice, but his family's like Amish, so they're against like surgery, so he doesn't have surgery to fix it, even though the technology's there to like because in this alternate universe thing where like they could easily repair it.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, his family's Amish, and so he doesn't get it repaired, and then like cuts forward, and it when it starts out with him, I was sort of in right from this one perspective of it being like his girlfriend like goes missing kind of thing.
Sorry, did you tell me Sam Rockwell's in this?
No.
Because
He is. I
He
didn't write it
is?
down, but he's like it's like a cameo like Easter egg
So.
on TV in the background. kind of
Duncan
thing.
Jones cashing in that moon favor.
Mm.
Well, it's sort of set in the same universe.
Which is baffling.
It sort of happens like right after Moon,
Yeah, I forgot about that. I read that.
because it shows like all the who hasn't seen. Has anyone seen Moon? Not seen Moon?
I have seen
Audiences?
I have
Let me know.
not. I have not seen.
Oh,
it.
don't spoil
all
it.
three of you.
Well,
also.
It shows him on the TV.
Oh, really?
I'll leave it at that.
Is Sam Rockwell in Moon?
Yes.
I'm gonna write
he's
that down.
the only person in Moon.
He's the only person in
He's
this.
the only person in Moon.
Haven't seen Moon.
Does it take place on the moon?
Yes.
Correct.
That's fantastic. All
Kevin
right.
Spacey voices a robot.
I hate this guy.
There you go.
Like Alan
Um,
Rickman voiced a robot.
We don't speak that name anymore. Anyways, he's on TV. It's just a cameo,
I
kind of
might
like.
be in just from that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, just watch those shots. But it's just, anyways. What I was saying is, from where the way the movie started out, it was sort of this noir. He's a bartender, and he's sort of this like these douchey people hitting on his girlfriend, who's like a waitress at the bar, kind of thing. Kind of like I feel like that's almost like a classic trope of like the bartender getting hit on, and then she goes missing, and he's sort of figuring out, kind of like a detective, like pulpy noir thing, figuring out what happened. And from that sort of angle, I was sort of in. Although why he had to be mute, I'm not sure, because it just made it seem like there's just no performance there. It's just like he wasn't. I don't know. I feel like in the hands of a better actor, that might have been interesting. Like the obvious thing would be like if Tom Hardy, can act with his face really well
He can.
without
Okay.
speaking.
Yeah.
But Alexander Skarsgård, I don't know. Like he was like okay, but it was just kind of like bland for me. There just wasn't enough there. But then Paul Rudd and Justin Theroux come in, and it's a completely different tone. Like it's like almost like two different movies. Their scenes versus Skarsgård's scenes. It's like Skarsgård is very like serious tone, and they're just like wacky, like out there, like they're just going ham. And I wrote pedo duck.
Yep. That's what I was laughing at.
Justin Theroux's character, his name is Duck. It's not an actual duck. That's being
Oh, there's like
pedophilic.
Howard the or something. Like Howard the Duck, Pedo Duck.
What? Oh.
Like I was hoping there was
Oh,
some
okay.
character.
no. There's this weird like pedophilia part of it where Justin Theroux's character is like a pedophilia.
True. Yeah.
A pedophile. Sorry.
Speechless. Okay.
It was just like what? Why?
So Duncan Jones has lost his
Bizarre.
mind.
It was
Is
just
that
it
what
was-
you're saying?
It was bizarre. But I will say that the
Moon's
best
on
part,
Netflix, if you're
the best part of the movie was Paul Rudd.
I'm gonna watch it right now.
He was just this like scuzzy douche guy, like played kind of against type. Although he still was like this kind of criminal, like, but he had a daughter kind of thing, kind of like Ant-Man.
Somewhat likable.
Except he was complete douchebag. So he was slightly entertaining. But yeah, overall, it just wasn't very interesting. Like the actual plot, like it was just kind of like flat for me. Like I found myself watching it just like looking at my phone like, when is this
I
over?
hate that. Fuck.
Like,
It's the worst.
because it started off
I'd
interesting.
rather
but-
something like atrocious that's like, oh, I can't believe how bad this is, than like you're just like bored as fuck.
Yeah,
I hate that.
and just like the third act, like the last few minutes, there's a few twists, and it's just like what? Like this fucking there's like it's just I don't know. It's just weird.
Would you say Duncan Jones is done? Has he lost it?
I don't think so. I think he at least had the balls to do this sort of original, like really original thing, even though it's obviously very derivative of other things. He even said that he based Paul Rudd and Justin Theroux's characters off some characters from what's it called, MASH, because they play surgeons in this, like former army surgeons, and you know and obviously the Blade Runner thing, and lots of noir tropes.
Let me ask you this: would you say his movies have gotten progressively worse?
Yeah.
I'll say this.
It's not good.
Another review. Mute is a grim sci-fi slog. This is my first ever hearing of the word slog. I'm assuming it's not good.
It's not good.
Would you agree with
A
that?
slog is like you're like stuck in mud and you're trying to like slog through it.
That makes sense.
I say it a lot. Slog through the mud. You never heard me say that?
No.
I saw one
We're
headline. It was
similar,
like,
man.
"I watched Mute, so you didn't have to."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It's
I'm
no
gonna
Warcraft.
give it a 1.
Oh. A 1.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I do like Paul
Not
Rudd's character.
good.
He was interesting.
Moon 2, please.
But everything else was just like meh. It's like I feel like, and the whole Blade Runner thing, like angle of the visuals, I feel like was just like this weird like tease. Like they had interesting visuals, but it was almost like it didn't affect me in the same way that Blade Runner did, right?
Yeah.
Like it was just sort of like an illusion. You know, you put these futuristic neon lights, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm fucking in. But it wasn't like composed well or anything like that. Like it was just like this veneer of flashy visuals, but wasn't actual substance to it. I don't know.
Our ratings have reflected Duncan Jones' career. 4, 3, 1.
Yeah.
Right? Moon, Source Code, Warcraft, Mute. Just
Yeah, downward trajectory. I mean, I could say it's kind of on par with Warcraft for me. Like, it's not an improvement by any means.
Zoe Bowie. Clean it up, bud.
Let's move on. We got a couple trailers to discuss. First, let's talk about Kings. It's a little film that came out at TIFF last year. Didn't get a chance to see it, but trailer, what did it say? It's coming out in April this year.
27th.
Starring Halle Berry and Daniel Craig, set during the LA riots in 1992. Ty, let's start with you. What do you think of this? Because Daniel Craig's in it.
Daniel Craig is in it.
Yeah, boy.
We think of some child that if you throw a Bond in there, I'm
Yes.
automatic. Yes, that's true. I'm very much excited about this.
You saw your list that I made.
Yeah, it looks pretty phenomenal actually. It seems like it looks like that one movie of the year for me that I might 5-bang. It's just like
Really?
The wild card.
yeah, the wild card.
The spotlight.
This seems like
Right on.
that one.
Spotlight, the
Lion.
Lady Bird.
Yeah,
Lady
yeah,
Bird.
like
The what is this doing on this list?
Lion, like those kinds. Like
Yeah.
that one that gets me. It seems
Just
like
hits you at a certain little...
Yeah, it might hit me early this year.
But what if this is a slice of life?
If this is no, it doesn't seem like a slice of life. It seems
Not
like
SOL?
no,
Alright.
it doesn't seem
There's,
so well to
there's
me.
a narrative here.
Yeah, it
steering
seems like there's going to be progression that excites me. Looks like there's going to be a lot of realism to this. Looks like they're going to pull from a lot of. I'm assuming they're going to be pulling from a lot of real cases. A lot of stuff that happened in that time. It was 91, 92. 92, I think. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on there.
Rodney King.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. Performances, I think, like Halle Berry looks like she's going full mom. Like she's going like really hard with these. Like it seems like she's doing really well.
And full mom.
Full mom. Like she looks like she's boy, get your ass in the car. Like she like fuck, that looked good.
That was
like
good.
I didn't expect that from her. And,
I mean, you.
Oh, thanks, man. Daniel Craig looks like he's going to give a really, really good performance. I'm in.
Cool. Adam, what do you think?
Looks pretty good. looks pretty good. Looks
No, it's
shocking-
fucking amazing. Actually.
Shocking. Sorry.
Yeah.
Looks
Correct yourself.
Shockingly good.
Yeah.
I will say. Did not get good reviews out of TIFF.
Yeah, I just looked up the IMDb score. Yeah. Not great.
Not good. But
But
it looks
have they
better than I
recut
thought.
it? Like, who knows, right?
Possibly, yes.
Did they pull a Roman J. Israel?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with what you said. Performances all look good. Looks like a pretty interesting story being told. I'm not a big fan of like the true story retelling like stuff that
Detroit style.
you just see on the news. You know, I feel like sometimes it feels like you're just watching like a news compilation.
Right.
I did like Detroit actually because it was a movie.
That feels similar.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, if it's up in the vein of Detroit.
I have a feeling that Daniel Craig is going to be in this a lot more than he was in the trailer.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was just barely in it a little bit. It's just like they showed him a couple times, like just like passing kind of thing. It seems like he's going to be in it more. I think.
You never know. I don't know. He might be in it less than you think.
You think so?
I don't know. He might be one of those things where
No, I'll still be in.
he might have a smaller role, but because he's a bigger name,
Yeah.
he gets higher billing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the movie looks decent. It's always hard to tell with these trailers, but it's a great trailer. I think they did a good job cutting this trailer.
Yeah.
I was hyped when that song kicks in at the end, and there's like the faster cuts of like intense moments. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, I'm in. But yeah, tentatively, I'm in. What do you think, Tim?
I agree. I think the trailer looks really good. Got me interested in the movie. RT score is not great. Has 8 reviews. Whopping 0%.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
0 for 8.
0 for 8 so far, yeah.
Is it weird that changes nothing for me? Like,
That's
Yeah.
bizarre.
It's still early still, and like, you're right, it could cut it. Like, that was, like, those reviews probably came out from TIFF, and like,
One more.
could be a
you
fun.
could always cut it,
obviously
because apparently
nervous.
Israel, Roman J. Israel Esquire was better than the TIFF version that you guys saw, from all accounts. So who
Slightly
knows?
better.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Not yet.
Yeah, when you say it could be the next Roman J. Israel, like that means nothing because like they didn't change anything. Like
Could be a 3.
they recut it and it was still bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some. I mean, you can only really do so much before you start having to like reshoot them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I am the trailer itself. Like I want to see it. It looks good.
Cool.
Yeah, there was
Let's move on. We got another film starring Jared Leto and Tadanobu Asano. You guys might know from many a movie, Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
I'm going to go.
Well, briefly, he played one of the Warriors 3 or whatever.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, Scott, you're in.
Yeah, the first thing I thought was like Scott must be in. This is
Yeah.
his dream.
Yeah.
Honestly, from face value, like okay, it's Jared Leto joining the Yakuza, kind of like
Post World War II.
yeah, like I'd be in, but it looks all right. It didn't blow me away.
Surprising.
To be honest.
I thought you were going to be creaming your jeans
Like I thought
over
this was your dream to
Yeah.
become a Yakuza.
Yeah, to just be.
Like to be fully
Nah, if it's like
He's a samurai.
yeah, if it was like Last Samurai and he was becoming a samurai, that's totally different, right?
That's a 5 for you, by the way, right? Yeah.
I don't know if it's a 5. It's a 4.
I think I 5'd it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but TC.
I mean, I loved it.
Come on.
I do love Last Samurai, but I don't know. It seems like okay.
Yeah.
Like
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if there's enough there. Like his performance seems very like understated. I know it's he's obviously integrating into the culture, which is very like formal and reserved. But I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys think?
Here's my question: what year do you think this movie takes place in?
Ooh, good question.
It could take place anytime. I guess suppose we
I'd say
could look
present.
at the cars.
The guns looked pretty present. I think pretty.
What? Did I miss something? Is it not present?
No, from what I can tell from the synopsis, because he's like a POW from
Really?
presumably World War II. Otherwise, they're just making up a war.
Interesting. I was thinking he was like going undercover or something like that.
Oh yeah, doesn't he hit the guy with the typewriter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. He does.
So based on
What
that,
the
I'm
fuck?
like, the production on this is not great because it does not feel like takes place in the.
Actually, the
40s.
cars were very old. Actually,
I saw like
It's
one
more like
car.
I guess 50s though. It's like
Yeah, it might be out for a while.
50s
That's
or 60s.
astonishing. I literally thought it was like 2018.
Yeah, it looks okay.
Looks so slick.
Looks fine.
oof. Poster looks decent.
The poster is real nice.
Um,
Yeah, I don't particularly love Jared Leto a whole lot.
I'm
He kind of does this very like soft and like floaty voice thing, which I thought worked in Blade Runner because he's like
A little out there.
Yeah, it's a very out there movie, and he's like a very weird dude.
Out to lunch kind of guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I
He's
don't
a
know.
freak.
Looks fine. Looks fine. It's more violent than I thought it'd be.
Yes.
I mean, I guess not. It's a movie about the Yakuza, but
What do you
knows?
guys think, Ty?
I think it looks okay. I don't really like Jared Leto. He hasn't really done anything for me. I will admit this, I haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club. I haven't.
Oh,
I just
yeah?
bought it. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen his best performance. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Classic
I've seen.
Ty.
Are you kidding? Okay, he does one movie, and all of his other shit movies are okay.
You see Blade Runner?
Yeah, I didn't love. That's the thing. I didn't love Blade Runner though. So for me, it was just like. Yeah, I don't know. I just not a like. We saw him in Suicide Squad. I thought that was abysmal. Like,
I don't like him that much in Blade Runner.
yeah, I didn't think like he was okay in Blade Runner.
It's a 6 out of 5. I will.
But
I will
honestly,
make that
like
clear.
if you think about it, we
We're
didn't actually
nitpicking.
see him that much in Blade Runner. Like he
yeah, he's barely in that movie.
he wasn't really in it.
Yeah, 2 scenes.
So yeah, there you go.
3 scenes.
Yeah, so I didn't. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of him. This looks okay. If we could find out what time period this is in, that'd be better for me. I think.
Would it really matter?
A little bit, actually.
Why?
Just now, just a giant question mark now. I don't like questions. It looks okay. It looks all right. I think.
Fine.
According
Yeah,
to
fine.
the
Yeah.
brief synopsis was like he's in jail and his cellmate helps him get out of jail.
Okay.
His cellmate is in the Yakuza, and so
Okay.
he's like repaying his debt
Mm.
to his cellmate by like
That's pretty
joining
cool.
the Yakuza
That sounds cool.
and
Okay.
repaying his debt basically. What do you think, Adam?
Just think it looks dull, like you guys said. I'm hoping they're holding back a lot of violence.
Yeah.
Like action. Kind of looked like John Wick without action.
It's because he's wearing a black and white suit.
He's just got his hair slicked back and just walking around.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, is Jared Leto like trying to do John Wick here? I like that quick, especially with that quick like headshot spray at the end.
Yeah, so that was cool. So if they
Yeah.
have more of that, I'd probably be
I
in.
don't know if there's enough
Hard,
style. I
it's
think
hard.
this needs like
Yeah, there's
a
no
filmmaker with like real style.
Yeah.
Do we know who directed it, by the way? Like, is it just nobody?
Well, I looked it up here.
I assume if it was someone of note, it would be like director
Martin Zandvliet.
Sure.
Okay.
He's a Danish filmmaker.
Another household name.
Has he done anything of note?
Land of Mine. Oh, that was nominated for best foreign film.
Really?
It's a
Okay.
Danish like landmine movie.
Well, there's that.
Nominated for an Oscar, so
I guess that's good. Could be good.
I'm,
Looks fine. I feel like
that
I
actually makes me more interested. To be honest,
I like the story you said. Like I like the sounds like a good story. But the trailer was just left me.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have picked Leto either.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make
Seems
clear I don't
out.
really like him
Yeah.
that much, other than Dallas Buyers Club. Like he's great in that.
I bet you do you guys think he like just joined the Yakuza for real?
Oh yeah, I did.
Wouldn't
Probably
surprise
tried.
me.
He probably
Like
tried.
he probably talked to the real Yakuza.
Or he like
people and
used to be in it.
he
and
went
was just,
full
like,
method.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's move on. We got another trailer to discuss. This time we got a remake of a classic film and also an adaptation of the classic book, Fahrenheit 451, starring Michael B. Jordan and Michael Shannon. What do you guys think of this? Tim, let's start with you.
Did not read the book.
Ray Bradbury.
We had to read some other science fiction books in high school,
1984.
so I missed this one.
That's,
Red 1984, Animal Farm, Childhood's End. Looks interesting. Visually, it looks pretty cool. There's one very quick shot of like multiple Michael Shannons. I think it's just like him reflected, but I'm like, oof, that looks great. I love the storyline. Obviously, it's a classic story.
Updated to modern times.
Yeah.
I don't.
The book came out
never
never heard
many
Oh,
eons ago.
yeah.
Is Equilibrium also based off this book?
No. But the Equilibrium is derivative of a lot of.
Dystopian,
Dystopian,
novels.
yeah.
So this isn't ripping off Equilibrium.
No, this is one of the OG dystopian future books that was
So
written.
immediately was like destroy all literature and books. It's
No, yeah. The books from like the
Equilibrium was also
50s or
like
something, right?
like emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
Which this isn't quite that.
Right.
But yeah, I'm interested. Michael B. Jordan looks good. Michael Shannon looks good.
Killmonger.
Shots look great.
Yeah.
The book was published in 1953, so I'm just saying.
There you go. I'm in. I mean, I'll probably never see it because it's on HBO, but
Didn't even
We'll
realize. That's
Yeah,
right.
I think it looks interesting. I've seen the film from like the 60s or whatever, and which was fine.
Same name.
Yeah, Fahrenheit 451. Maybe it's 70s actually. It's that classic, like the Big Brother, government is, destroying, like free think.
Free for
and
Vendetta
then
kind of
like
deal.
your protagonist is like
Part of the system.
part of the system, but then he like realizes that like it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And joins an underground.
Episode 7 style.
Yeah. I just read the bottom of your cup and just thought that. Except Thai.
The slow sip is key.
Yeah. What does it say there? Go fuck yourself? Right.
Boyega style. Right.
Yeah. It
Got
just it looks fine. I think it's a decent, adaptation based on that. Like it seems very faithful. Besides this setting change to like farther into the future than the book, but it looks interesting. I could see why it didn't get a theatrical release. I don't know if it's like if the subject matter is if it's enough. For, like,
It
today's
kind of looks
audience.
made for HBO.
Think so?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I could definitely see a made for Netflix kind of deal. Like something along those lines.
What do you guys think about it?
It looks okay. I definitely want to. I'd want to see a second trailer for this. Like we saw a lot of like obvious shots, like books burning, like stuff like that. Like
Nice.
I kind of want to see more from the actual characters, like what they're going to be doing. Just to kind of give us a feel of which direction it's going to kind of go. It looks okay. Well, like you said, Tim, I probably won't see it because it's
Perfect.
HBO.
Just what they want to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks okay. I'd want to see a second trailer.
What do you think, Adam?
Looks okay.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, I mean,
A varied response.
it looks pretty televisual. Like it looks very.
Did you just
Television.
Did you just make up a new word?
No, it
You just
looks
coined that?
televisual.
Televisual?
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Coin it, man.
I'm
Stamp it right now.
This
Hey,
is my word that I
own that
made
shit.
up. Jay Chill says it on Film Drunk.
Oh fuck! Oh, don't say that. No, you can't own it.
Is that just
yeah.
when the visuals are trying hard but not really quite there?
Like it's hard. It's
You can
almost
see the budget?
Yeah, like it looks like it was shot on a digital camera. It just has that like cheap. I don't know how else to describe it. Like that TV look.
Yeah,
Like
I know what you're talking about.
you know what I mean?
The way they frame the
like
shots.
BBC kind of like look.
Oh, it's not the BBC now.
It's just it's not. I like BBC, but yeah, it just looks so fine. Just like very boringly fine.
Perfect.
I have nothing to say about it.
Well, that'll do it for episode 134 of the Up Real Late podcast. Tim, where can people find us?
People can find us on Twitter at UpRealLates. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at UpRealTim and on Instagram at TheCraftPundit.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at Up Real Late Podcast. You can also find me on Letterboxd at Up Real Tie.
You can find me on Twitter at Franny25 and Instagram and Letterboxd at UpRealAdam.
Find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like on it, leave a comment below in the comment section, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, keep it real.